Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We thought we'd do a bit of a rundown from our trip 2 weeks ago out to Landcruiser Park. Now we thought we have a bit of a go at some of the harder tracks, and I'll run through them on the map with you on what we did. But we thought we'd do a bit of a comparison between, we got my brother's GU Patrol over here on coils. Now that's a bit more of a flexi coil sort of lift, so he's got a lot more wheel travel. And then we've got the brick over here, which doesn't really flex, but it's got twin lockers. So we thought we'd do a bit of a comparison between flex and lockers, so see what we can sort of come up with in the video. So we've got a few which we'll go back to and show you a few of the different tracks and what we did, and sort of what we felt, you know, worked the best in each situation. Now Gabe's got 34s on that, so they're a little bit smaller. We got 35s on that, so a bit of a, well, slight tire difference, you know, in size, but not really that much at all. So it really comes down to sort of, you know, flex, do you get more control, or lockers, do we get more control? So yeah, we'll have a look, see what it's like. So here I am trying to do our bit of a thing about Landcruiser Park, and these two decided to do TikToks.
TikToking.
TikTok. I'm not wearing the vest.
Huh? That's alright. Look at me.
Look at me. Look at me.
I need the sound. Where's the sound?
Wait, Bunker.
So where were we? Let's go over here. Alright, so let's have a bit of a look at this. So what we did is we thought we'd give it a bit of a crack, and we went from, I don't know if you can see here, Air Locker Ave, and we thought we'd give that track a go first, right up to Forby's Freeway. Then we went up across to here to the top test track. Now we went then right up and we did the whole of the top test track right up to the top there. Now we thought that'd be a good bit of a test to see how the cars went. Now we found that the cars went really well with the whole lot. Now we're both running about what would you say, 22 pound of or 22 psi in the tires, so we had very similar traction. Obviously, as you can see in the videos, the Gabe's Patrol just had that little bit more sort of, well, a lot more wheel travel, which means it kept it a little bit more stable on the tracks, instead of, you know, lifting wheels like we do. days patrol, had a lot more wheel travel, kept it a little bit more stable over all the holes, big bumps and all that sort of stuff. He didn't really diff out at all. He seemed pretty good. Now, they new tyres, first trip, so they had heaps of grip. The Cruiser, the tyres are sort of wearing down a little bit now. We've done probably 20,000 on them, so they're doing really well for, you know, for muddies. The only thing is, obviously with the Cruiser, with the lockers, it's geared nice and low, so at least when you do lift the wheel, it's not, you've got a little bit more control than, unless we're going down a hill, which as you can see on the video, it sort of lifts the wheel in the back and it doesn't feel very good inside. You'll hear Amber sort of, you know, scream out from inside the car. It really didn't feel the best, that one. I thought it was going to go over, but we were lucky it didn't. The videos don't do it justice anyway, but the tracks were really good. We thought we'd give the red ones a go. We had a look at Troopy Trail and I think it was Iron Pot Road or something to get to it. Now, Iron Pot Road's the green one, goes to Troopy Trail, which is the yellow. Now that one there is pretty straightforward. It's just a bit of a steep hill at the end, but the rest is pretty easy. Now, a lot of the tracks up there, you can see there's easy tracks around some of the harder challenges. So we tried to do what we thought was, you know, the main track, and sort of gave us a bit of a challenge, get the cars through, which was really good. So we were happy with how they went.
That's okay.
one letdown that we found with the Cruiser was the rear leaf hangers. They all the ruts, even though it's running on 35s, we still got caught up, and the only thing that sort of pulled me through was the front locker. So without the front locker, it really would have been hard to sort of get through some of the, you know, the bigger ruts. But other than that, I think overall the ultimate vehicle would be coiled, so like a Patrol or something, or even a Cruiser with coils, coiled front and rear with front and rear lockers, and be unstoppable. But you know, for what they are, Gabe's obviously GU Auto Patrol and just a 3 litre for now. But that went really well, and the Cruiser kept up as well. So overall, can't complain. Did some of the hard tracks, and you know, at the end of the day, our Cruiser is we sort of built it to tow the van, you know, whenever we want to. So basically, we haven't got airbags in the back, we just got 500 kilo constants, so it doesn't really flex the best, but that's the advantage of having lockers. So it does, the suspension works well for what it is. But yeah, those front and rear lockers, really, just the factory ones, they're really worth their weight in gold. But I think Gabe was happy with how his went. No lockers, just good coils, good tyres, you know, good steering, and away you go, do all those hard tracks that you really want to. So yeah, there's a few times on those tracks where we thought we'd have a few dramas getting out, because as it was, the tracks were quite steep and slippery, but then it started raining as we got down into the bottom of one of the creeks, so it sort of made it a little bit more slippery on the way out. But overall, yeah, the muddies sort of handled it well, and correct wheel placement just to sort of get out. But it was a good bit of fun anyway. A bit of rain always makes for, you know, makes things interesting. Now most of the time on the tracks, I'll only use in the Cruiser the rear locker. Now these factory diff locks, you've got to put in either rear or front and rear, so it is a bit of a pain, so you can't choose between each one. But generally speaking, I'll only use the rear locker. It tends to get through, you know, everything. Like I said, the only thing is if, you know, you got a bit of a rock step, or the tires are caught in a rut, or the leaf hangers are caught in the rut, that's the only thing that catches it. That front locker just sort of pulls you through, but in low range, put the lockers on, and away you go. It might feel a bit funny, but it's yeah, it gets you from A to B. So on one of the tracks, I don't know exactly which one it was, but I managed to scuff up the side step. That's about it. So sort of not too bad at all. Pretty happy with how, like, you know, we drove both the cars home. You see, I'll put up in one of the videos, Gabe decided that he'd go and try one of the tracks that we did in the Cruiser. So typical Patrol driver trying to, you know, outdo the Cruisers. And what happened? His back tyre slipped into the rut. And it's a bit hard to see now, but you'll see on the video. He slid into the bank. I guess that's one thing with a wagon, is that you got more panels to ding. So he was lucky to get away with just what he did, just a couple of scratches on the rear bar or rear bumper, and almost ripped the light out of the bumper. So he was sort of lucky with that. He didn't crack anything else or break anything else, but I think it was a bit of a oh shit moment for him. So it's what you get for trying to follow a Cruiser. He's not watching this one at the moment, so I can say that. So thanks for watching. We enjoyed, you know, going up Landcruiser and doing a bit of filming, you know, what we could. I would have liked to have filmed a little bit more, but we'll save that for the next trip now that, you know, I sort of have a bit of an idea on what I'm doing, so half of what I'm doing anyway. So yeah, just want to say thanks for watching, and you know, if you like the videos, subscribe and we'll try and get a bit more to you. So thanks. Then there's a few mozzies. Got a little bit more control than you know, I don't know.
G'day, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be testing what's better, Patrol, Flex with no lift on 34s, or Cruiser, 35s and no flex but lockers. So, first track is Airlock Ave. Let's see how we go.
Is this where Diff Lockers? You got Diff Lockers in you can stop it now. This blood just shitting over here.